Flow Grappling, who's number one recap. I call this recap authenticity has a price. You guys see Nicolas Meregali say that? He says that a lot. I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. But obviously leading up to this match, we saw this shtick appear. And it's obviously to blow up the match, sell, gain popularity. And what I found interesting was how totally unique it was, how it was something we've never seen in this sport before. I really like the way he approached this, and he said, I'm not going to do what everyone else does. I'm not going to pretend to be someone else. I'm going to find a way to market myself as an individual for this event. He went out there, he had some shit talking. He called himself the number one. He called himself the king. He places the crown on the head, and he called his submission before the match. And I really was like, authenticity does have a price. And that was mind-blowing to see someone so unique in this sport. And I love it. Something else that was absolutely fascinating was Nicolas Meregali saying he will never compete in the IBJJF again. He's just blowing them off completely. I stand behind that message. I'll never compete in IBJJF again either. My thoughts are, because if I'm going to lose, I want to make some money doing it. And IBJJF is not the place for me to lose, make any money. It's really not even the place to win and make much money. I can't help but notice the timing of this announcement, which brings me into my next sponsor, Ways to Well. Ways to Well, a lot of grapplers in Austin use Ways to Well as an anti-aging clinic. Obviously, us grapplers, we have incredibly low testosterone, even from the young age of 16, something a lot of the public don't really understand. We need to supplement with testosterone. Me personally, these guys are able to cure my erectile dysfunction in basically 2 days of treatment. We found the right drug to take, and now we're back. But yeah, interesting. Not going to compete in IBJJF again. I'm not going to speculate. You speculate in the comments. You share the video, tag him in it, and we'll leave it up to you guys. I got in enough trouble. Last time I attacked a guy about some steroid stuff, I got a very angry message from their father. Their father said, Craig, you idiot motherfucker. Again, another message that I don't entirely disagree with, but definitely a frightening message to receive from a scary man. But let's talk about the Flow Grappling card. One thing that bothered me is they used Jake Watson as commentator. This man accused me of being a sex trafficker for supporting OnlyFans. I'll post his unhinged rant again.
Craig Jones. They could opt to use their platform to benefit the community, but instead, Craig Jones uses his platform to, I don't care if he's joking or not, OnlyFans. It is used for sex work, and by promoting sex work, whether you realize it or not. That leads to porn addictions, increased sexual immorality, that leads to sex trafficking.
Hopefully you guys will enjoy that as much as me. It made a great commercial for my OnlyFans. So hopefully we can get another rant out of him soon. But let's talk about the matches. I'm not going to talk about them all. I didn't watch all of the matches. I'll be honest, I gave up partway through the event. But the one guy I want to talk about overwhelmingly, Rafael Lovato Jr., a goddamn American legend, and the number one reason that event was a packed house and so many tickets were sold. I hope they compensated this man, because 99% of the people that went were probably Rafael Lovato students. This guy has created a massive gym over in Oklahoma City where the event was. He sold those tickets. Those tickets were bought to watch Lovato and obviously his two other students that were on the undercard. And beautiful moment for him, winning in front of all his team like that. Packed house. You saw how passionate it was for him. He's the old dog. It's the tail end of his career. If it's not the tail end of his career, I would like to contact his anti-aging doctor, because me at 31, I already feel about 65 years old. So if I can mimic what he's doing at his age, I'd love to speak to his doctor. But seriously, he went out there, he hit a crazy lumberjack sweep on Elder Cruz, took the back, finished him straight away. Elder is elite level. He's a tough guy to grapple with. We've seen him have some big moments, we've seen him have some misses, but again, that's top tier. He had a great match with Kleinen at ADCC. Lovato did too, but yeah, a lot of people, when you're about Lovato's age, they start questioning when your career might be over, when the young gun's going to take you out. Lovato went out there, finished him in front of his whole gym, in his home city. You couldn't ask for a better experience for the man than that right there. Hopefully we see them both come back. Love watching Lovato. Elder Cruz, super exciting too. He possesses a wrestling skill set that not a lot of guys have in this sport. And Elder always comes for a hard match. Other matches, Dante Leon, Ruan Alvarenga. Ruan is elite level. Not a lot of people know about him. He had a crazy match at ADCC with Gabriel Souza. Kind of got robbed. Nah, fuck it. He got robbed. He had a locked-in guillotine when the referee said it. He ultimately lost that match to Gabriel Souza, who I believe placed, I think he got second place. Nothing wrong with second place. You know the man's elite. But they had a scrap. Ruan was kind of winning the wrestling exchanges. I was a bit worried about Dante. He cut a lot of weight. He's in a new division. I was wondering how the gas tank would hold up. But Dante's a beast. Dante went out there, overcame a bit of adversity, took Ruan's back and submitted him. No skin off Ruan's back. Obviously, Dante's top 3 in the world at that weight. So I think Flo got to give Ruan another opponent because, yeah, that's exciting grappler. Keep going through the card. Talk about the match I was most hyped for before the event. William Tackett versus Francisco Lo. Francisco Lo I first started paying attention to when he hit a crazy jumping triangle where he romantically interlocks fingers and he hit on my former teammate Oliver Taza. Crazy. Taza's obviously really top of the food chain grappler, and he hit this on Taza, and that's when I started paying attention. I was like, holy shit, who is this slick guy? I will say Francisco Lo looks like one of the scariest individuals in the sport. He's doesn't look approachable at all, but I've since trained with him, and he is a cool guy, ultra respectful. Looking forward to training with him again in the future, and I think this match showed. We already knew how good he was in the gi. For him to take out a guy like William Tackett, that says how far this man is going to go in the sport. He's exciting, and again, yeah, he's got a diverse skill set. You see some of the reversals he hit in this. You saw the way he beat William Tackett's 50-50 and turned it into a leg drag arm triangle threat. William Tackett is a excellent leg locker. That's one thing I was worried about with Francisco going into this match, but he went into the exact area I was a bit worried about, and he won those exchanges pretty convincingly. I will say it was a close match. I think Francisco won. He controlled the pace of the match. He had some legit threats. Tackett got one inside heel hook, but I don't think he had the right angle. Sometimes it's really hard to see from the outside perspectives. You lock on a heel hook on a guy and it looks dead to rights, but you just can't get enough of a bridging pressure to get that submission. So that's something only probably William Tackett could explain. But it did look deep. But again, I think Francisco Lo got it. Tackett, everyone loves Tackett, one of the nicest guys in the sport. Always a gamer, always in exciting matches. I'm sure he'll be back. I'm sure he'll be facing elite level competition again. I'd honestly love to see Tackett and Matus Soshinsky have a rematch. They had a match at ADCC and Matus was able to get him with an Achilles lock. I think I'd love to see how that match plays out again. Soshinsky, shout out to this killer as well. He ankle locked me in the gym, that bastard. And then basically those were the key matches to me. Those were the matches really stood out on the event. Overall, the event was crazy because a lot of WNOs, I mean, it happens. They have a lot of decisions. This one had a lot of submission finishes, and even some of the decisions were still exciting matches. But obviously, fans, we all were, even the grapplers competing at it, we're fans at the end of the day. We want to watch submissions. We want to see submissions when we watch these events, and this event delivered. On the undercard, shout out to both of Lovato's students. Obviously, he probably hooked him up with a spot on WNO. Something really cool is when you're one of the upper level guys, sometimes you can negotiate to get your teammates on a card. That's a real, you get a bit of leverage there. So I love seeing it when a guy in a position like Lovato is able to get his teammates on the card. One of them, a wrestler, faced off against Davis Asari, who's obviously a new wave killer out of new wave, really elite level grappler. But he gave Davis a really great match, and Davis wasn't able to submit him. And he had his moments in that match too. We had another leg lock shootout. I believe it was a Pedigo guy and a Lovato guy. And crazy leg lock exchange with the Lovato guy ultimately coming out on top, getting the heel hook victory. Again, great moment for this guy because the entire Lovato team was just killing the audience and the energy was super high for that particular match. When you get a win in front of your team like that, especially if it's your home city, that's something super special. I haven't competed in front of my home city for a very, very long time. So, I mean, I wish I had that opportunity one day to compete back in Adelaide. But yeah, you see the crowd reaction. They love it. Was a great event, was an exciting event. Interested to see what they put out next. I think they need to do Nicolas Meregali versus Nicky Rod. That was what was meant to happen on this event. Meregali pushed for the gi. I want that match to happen. I think that'd be a beautiful match.